We've just had a press conference announcing great progress with this effort. We've had a meeting with our congressional delegation and the Chinese ambassador, Ambassador Zhou, and we're excited about the regional approach that you see with this effort. And as a St. Louis native and as representing Missouri businesses from across the state, this truly is a regional approach to economic development and job creation in this state. It's very much a win-win situation between the Midwest of the United States of America and China, and we're very excited to be a part of that.
First of all, welcome, Ambassador Zhou. As your visit comes towards a close, you have seen how serious we are. I do not recall such a gathering before, and I hope we can build on this from here. The year of the rat has passed. A feature of the rat, as I understand, is that it is mischievous. It certainly was, and it caused us many problems which affect both of our great nations. We know you have some big unemployment problems as we do here. The year of the ox calls for solid hard work, for working together to overcome the common problems that we have found in our financial and economic areas. I know you will be working with our government to address issues that are well known to us all. But we want to be sure that we move things forward, and that is the basis of the ideas behind this newly formed commission.
The commission is the vehicle we've chosen to do this, and they've got some great people on board. And as part of the congressional delegation, we're certainly willing to do whatever it takes to facilitate this along the way, to help nurture this relationship and make it the best that we can make it. As someone who, when I was the director of tourism in the state of Missouri, which is a group that markets our state, I had an opportunity to meet with a number of your provincial directors from China. And in fact, we have a sister province, Shandong province, where
this center will not only bring activity, but it will fuel the creation of jobs for the future. A lot of people don't know that currently 1 in 6 manufacturing workers in our state depends on exports for their jobs. That number is going to continue to grow. When you look at the importance of exports, it really is, it's even more important in tough economic times. And America and much of the world, including China, are in a serious economic downturn. The housing market, which really brought it on, led the way in, it's in a free fall. Families are worried about losing their jobs, their savings, and their homes, and businesses are failing. Those fortunate enough to stay open have had to cut salaries, lay off workers, but it seems there was bad news. But there was one bright spot longer in the grim economy than any others, and that one sector was trade. From January to August 2008, the economy kept growing even though the housing market was collapsing. And why? Because of trade. In that time period, U.S. exports totaled over $850 billion. Now that is the kind of stimulus we need. You're talking about that number coming from taxpayers. I personally think that getting trade going so we get the economy providing $850 billion is the stimulus we want.
Being here for all those years, at one point my cousin Steve said to me, next time you're coming through, we'd like to sit and talk with you a bit. And Steve said to me, and really if it wasn't for Steve, we wouldn't be here today, because he was the one who motivated me to sit down with Paul McKee and talk about whether or not it was possible to create a relationship with China and Missouri. You see, I learned to say it right, Missouri. And we talked. I said to Paul, we need some resources and we need some political leadership. And he said, well, what's the idea? And I said, I don't know, but we'll think about it. And I asked some questions, and the more I asked about St. Louis, the more history told the story. St. Louis was, and still is, at the center of the United States. It's the right side of a weather position, which means that the airport and the area around it is free from bad weather most of the year. In fact, 365 days a year, I think it's the airport can stay open here. And St. Louis really is at the epicenter of the United States. During the period that I've been working in the United States, I built a company selling Chinese dinnerware into the United States, and I was based on the East Coast. And I realized that people are based wherever is nearest to the country they come from. And really, if you wanted to address the American market properly, you would actually be in the center of the American market. The Midwest is the center of the United States, and if you're going to headquarter your business anywhere, it would, in my opinion, make sense to headquarter it in the Midwest. And if you look in the Midwest and say, where is the most logical place to be based, out of all the options, St. Louis seems to me to be the best place, not just because my cousin's here, not just because Paul is here, but because it answers so many questions about the needs of a business in the United States, the highways, so many other things.
I'm going to propose a toast when I'm done here to honor our visitors from China, our growing bonds of friendship, commerce, and culture. During these uncertain times, we're fortunate to be moving together to create business opportunity and jobs. How fitting it is that the Chinese New Year ushers in the year of the ox for 2009. The ox is patient, steadfast, not easily shaken. Indeed, the ox is able to carry the weight of the world on its shoulders, as well as find solutions to problems in its way. I believe this year can also be the year of Missouri certified beef and a whole book of products from Middle America. So please raise your glasses to our visiting dignitaries, ambassadors on, and with great hopes for our people, join me in offering congratulations and ushering in this new year and growing friendship. Cheers.
I think this is really a very historic day as far as your relationship with China is concerned. Now we have this hub, and I think with this hub in place and in operation, everything else will fall into place. But of course, we still need to figure out how to proceed from here. I just want to assure you the embassies, the consulate will help you and actually help folks in China to sort of get it started.
It's been said by several individuals in the course of this morning's press conference and here today that the transformational opportunity that this big idea represents extends over many jurisdictions. Many are represented here today, and the new commission that we have created is intentionally called the Midwestern Hub Commission. And to put a context to that, we see this opportunity extending well beyond St. Louis, well beyond Missouri and Illinois, to a multi-state region that the scope of which includes over 1 million square miles in a multi-state area in the center of the United States, about the size of India, with a population equal to Japan, and a production base approximately equal to the combination of Japan and Mexico combined. Within these states that define this Midwestern region and this hub that we are pursuing, there are about 130 million people, which is 43% of the U.S. population. The gross state products are over $5 trillion, 40% of the U.S. GDP, over 50% of manufacturing employment, and 53% of U.S. gross manufacturing product, 40% of income, and 233 of the Fortune 500 are headquartered here. And right at the heart of it, we have an infrastructure and a hub that has been serving as a distribution center since the fur traders. And today, in modern infrastructure, we have 2 outstanding airports to serve what is going to become a unique dimension, the third port, if you will, for the United States and China. And as Senator Bond and Senator McCaskill said on our trip to Beijing, And this will, I'm sure, become a mantra for our new commission. Why deal from the edges when you can deal from the heart of the heart? That unserved market is what this is about.